Zora Neale Hurston, A Literary Biography, is a nonfiction work by scholar and author Robert E. Hemenway, first published in 1977 by the University of Illinois Press. More than just a biography, the book is a tribute to Hurston's extraordinary life and the profound influence she had, not only on her own literary creations, but also on the broader landscape of American literature. Hurston embraced many roles with confidence and brilliance. She was a writer, folklorist, anthropologist, and an emblematic figure of the American South, the Jazz Age, and the Harlem Renaissance. She lived with intensity, experiencing both dizzying highs and devastating lows, and wove all of it into her art. The book received significant acclaim, winning both the Society of Midland Authors Award for Biography and the Rembert W. Patrick Memorial Prize from the Florida Historical Society. In her foreword, Pulitzer Prize-winning author Alice Walker reflects on Hurston's legacy, her daring independence, and her refusal to conform. In a time that pushed African American women to the margins, Hurston insisted on living her truth, with bold intellect, prodigious talent, and a style all her own. Critics found fault with everything from her literary voice to her wardrobe, yet Hurston remained undeterred. She grounded her fiction in Black folklore and crafted vibrant, self-possessed characters of color. To Walker, Hurston belongs alongside Billie Holiday and Bessie Smith, not just as a writer, but as a singer of life's raw, rhythmic truths. Indeed, Hurston's voice rang out like a song, layered with pain, joy, and the rich music of Black culture and memory. The biography opens with Hurston's 1925 arrival in New York City. At 35 years old, she is hopeful and nearly penniless, with only $1.25 to her name. Though born in Alabama, she came from Washington, D.C., where she attended Howard University. In New York, she begins studies at Barnard College, its only Black student at the time, and earns her B.A. in anthropology in 1928. While at Barnard, Hurston begins working with famed anthropologist Franz Boas, who becomes both mentor and challenger. Their relationship, alternately inspiring and exasperating, proves to be a cornerstone of her academic and intellectual growth. Around this time, Hurston forms another pivotal connection with Charlotte Osgood Mason, a wealthy socialite and philanthropist who supports several emerging Black writers, including Alain Locke and Langston Hughes. Mason becomes Hurston's patron, funding her field research in the South and allowing her to pursue her writing free from the threat of hunger or eviction. Hurston sends Mason detailed reports on her findings, sharing her deep understanding of Black folklore and cultural life. She also forges a complicated friendship with Hughes. Their dynamic is electrified by mutual inspiration and creative fire, but ultimately marred by conflict. Their collaboration on the 1930 play Mulebone, a comedy of Negro life in 3 acts, marks the disintegration of their relationship. Hurston marries twice. Her first marriage, in 1927, is to Herbert Sheen, a former Howard professor and jazz musician. It ends 4 years later. In 1939, she weds Albert Price in Florida. Their union lasts only months, though the legal divorce does not come until 1943. Hurston's romantic relationships, rich, tumultuous, and varied, clearly inform the male characters in her fiction. In 1948, Hurston's life is rocked by scandal when Billy Allen, the troubled son of her former landlady, accuses her of molesting him and 2 friends. Hurston had been living in Honduras at the time of the alleged events and returns to prove her innocence. Her editor, Burroughs Mitchell, posts her bail. Though the juvenile court eventually drops the charges and there is no formal trial coverage, someone leaks the story to the Black press. 2 newspapers publish lurid, baseless accounts. Despite the dismissal of all charges and Allen's known mental health struggles, Hurston is deeply shaken. She feels abandoned by her own community, reviled rather than defended, and leaves Harlem heartbroken, eventually relocating to Florida. But still, she writes. In fact, Hurston becomes the most published Black female author in American history, producing an enduring body of novels, short stories, essays, and her celebrated autobiography, Dust Tracks on a Road. Her best-known novels, Their Eyes Were Watching God and Seraph on the Suwannee, stand among the era's most powerful literary achievements. Yet despite the brilliance of her work, Hurston lives out her final years in poverty, at one point working as a maid. She dies penniless in 1960. Hurston's towering legacy lies in her work. Though she wrote only one formal memoir, all her writings pulse with her distinct voice, hard-earned insight, and singular perspective. In Dust Tracks on a Road, she writes, "What all my work shall be, I don't know that either, every hour being a stranger to you until you live it." As history has shown, Hurston's body of work remains a testament to her genius, her zest for living, and her unwavering determination to tell stories on her own terms, in her own indelible, fearless voice. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.